I have these truck tires for my small dumper I need to install, and I just replaced one here on the rim. So now completed installing one tire onto the rim. That is for my small dumper here. I need to change out 4 tires on it. One blowout while carrying about this truck. I move around roughly about 5 yards of material. So the tree size is about for 5 yards of material. Right now I just have some Toyota pickup parts on it. These tires are not really that old, probably like about 3 years old, and still has a lot of life on it. But for some reason it blew out. Picked up these tires, brand new, installing them at home. Now put on this one. Need to pressure it up to see if my technique of putting it on is sufficient. First time ever changing one of these truck tires, so now got the compressor up and running. First test for the compressor. Let's see if I could pressure this there. I'll put like about 20 psi in this tire and then let it breathe out the air, and after that I will pressure it back up just to make sure the tube have no kinks in it. So first time changing one of these tires with a lock at home. Well, changing it in general, because normally you carry them by the tire shop, but there's a fee changing it by the tire shop. I have all the tools, so why just don't do them home? So I'm at 20 psi. I'll let it tire set a bit. Compressor just came back on. I'll let it tire set a bit and see if the air just release out the air afterwards. Make sure there is no leaks. The tire was fully pressured to 100 psi and there wasn't any leaks. So here, after testing this first tire, I proceeded to go ahead and attempt to change the other 3 tires. So yeah, the tire, the body one. So I need some to find out from where but to install these tires is how do they get the full stem into the hole. Last one I did, I just put it on like this and then took the muffler hook again, took the tire lever and just poke the stem straight down till it goes into the hole. Yeah, we got the tire one. The valve stem, I just press it in with the small tire iron, this one. So the battery went dead when I was in the middle of balancing tire. So what I did was just push this small valve this small tire lever straight in here, and then once I push it down, let it come through the slot and then pull it back out. So I don't know if that is the correct way how to do it, but so far that is the only way I figured out how it was successful to install it. I said as I never did one of these tires before, so I'm just trying to learn as I do it. So if it is an easier way or a more correct way to do it, I'd like to know. That is the lock install. So, same thing, pressure up 20 psi and then bleed it out and brush it up to 120 psi. Oh, close. PSI again, so that tire when it cooled down it dropped to about 100 PSI. So let's see how this one the pressure balance up, but 2 tires down, 2 more to change. Probably may try to change 1 more for tonight and the other tomorrow, because the other tire is under the truck, all the stuff in the truck. I need to empty that truck to get the other tire out. So there's the second tire, first tire. So as I get after doing the 2 tires, I think I'm getting a little better at using the tire levers, because this one are much faster than the first one, but I'll see how it goes, because I would like to get faster and better at it, because they have bigger truck tires to change as well. So these are small truck tires, the other ones are like 11 or 20, and these is 750 16s. So I'll practice on these if I wanted the bigger ones. So here I have all 4 tires mounted on the rim, switch them out, got through it mounting all 4. So time for me to install them on the small dumper. It's a Nissan Condor 4-ton payload. Right, so and today I'll be trying out this ABN heavy torque multiplier wrench. Picked up this from Amazon. About 70 US. What time to get this shipped to Trinidad roughly works out to about 140 US. So shipping to Trinidad is about double of the price you pay on Amazon. So today I'll be looking at this, trying to break out the wheel nuts on the truck. This truck carries a nut of 41 millimeters or inch and 5/8, and then we have a 21 square drive, which will be about a 13/16 square drive if you're looking at imperial. So this multiplier I think is like they say 200 to 1 or something. I think it was also I'll rather check it back and see. It comes with this little handle and then extension rod to run on the handle. This extension rod feels hollow, it's very light. The multiplier itself is heavy, but the casting looks rough. And one thing off the back is there's no detents on this at all, so you will have to continuously hold the handle on or the socket on, because as soon as you remove the tool, it will drop off because there's no detents holding it in. Normally to remove the truck wheel nuts, I tend to use this 2767 Milwaukee. It sometimes break. It will sometimes break like say out of the 6 wheel nuts, it might break like 4 to 5, and I'll break the others manually and just use the impactor on top. So today I'll try out the torque multiplier, see if it will work. But on this truck, I normally use this 41 millimeter socket impact, but with this rim being so small, a 16-inch, it is hitting the wheel bearing assembly here for the housing for the wheel bearing. So I got this inch and 5/8, and there's a thinner wall, so I'll try that. So I'll try one with the impact, see if the impacts will remove it, and then I'll try to see how the torque multiplier removes it. So this impact made removing the nut very easy. As you can see, it's out. So time to set up and try with the torque multiplier. So there's some sort of binding in this torque multiplier. As you can see, the shaft is moves back and forth, so sometimes like when it pressing, I am feeling some sort of binding. So let's try it and see if we can move this wheel nut. Oh, that was very easy compared to how difficult it is if you try to do them manually with just a tire with a breaker bar or a tire wheel spanner for these trucks. Especially these trucks come with a two-piece slide bar. I'll take it out just now and show you all a two-piece slide bar, which is very difficult to work by yourself because it tends to be slipping while setting up a pipe on it, a cheetah pipe to break the pipe, to break the nuts. So I broke four using the torque multiplier. Broke four not using multiplier. I broke one using the impact. So let's try the impact on another one and see how it will work. Again, this is the Milwaukee 2767 half-inch drive running on adapter from half to 3/4 and then an 1.5" socket. So every time you use adapter or extension, you lose some sort of torque transfer because the hammer, the play in each joint will take away some effect from the hammer. So let's try this one that should be still tight. Again, 2767 took it out easily, and back onto the four that we use the torque multiplier to take out. So here I'm using the extension with the socket and the handle, and see if I can run it out easily. I haven't jacked the truck as yet, but in these Nissan trucks, the inner tire is held in by the studs. So even though take out all the nuts on the outer tire, the inner tire will be still fastened to the hub, so the truck cannot fall or the wheel cannot come out because the inner wheel is still fully bolted to the hub. I must say, using the torque multiplier made this very easy to break these nuts. Just using the short handlebar is very easy to break the wheel nuts. To reinstall though, I don't know if you'll end up over torquing the nuts because you can't gauge how much force you are putting onto the nut with using the multiplier, because you may easily over torque the nuts using this multiplier, but to remove it, very easy. Just so far using it, you feel some sort of binding in it sometimes when the nut, like you see here, look, it just bind there. See, there's look, it just locked there again. So I think there's some sort of gear with too much play inside, or there's a missing a bushing, or some sort of spacer to lock the gears, so the gears are binding together. With that being said, we don't know how long this will last, because if the gears are binding, they will soon start to wear out or probably chip at it. So that is one issue off the bat, that out of the box, where we know we have some issues that may affect the longevity of this tool. So I'll go ahead, jack up the truck and take out this outer tire, and then try the multiplier again to take out the inner tire using the square drive. So this made removing the inner square drive wheel stud very easy. So normally what I'll use is, for the square drive, 15/16 or 24 12-point socket will fit exact on the 4-point stud. So there's been 21 or 13/16 square drive. If you use a 24 or 15/16 12-point, it will fit exact onto the stud. So here I will try the 27/67 again and see, compared to the torque multiplier, how well it works. So the 27/67 does make easy work of the studs sometimes, but sometimes they are very seized and will not want to come out. So this tire, I recently changed it because I got a blowout on this inner tire about a couple months ago, probably like a month and a half ago, while moving some material. So with the truck loaded, I needed to change this tire, and that's probably why the nuts are not so seized up, because just recently I took it off to changing the wheel stud. But let's see how this one looks like the impact will do. So you see, in some cases the 27/67 can't break out the wheel stud. So in this case, normally I will come in with a breaker bar and break the studs just as I get a crack on the studs, just break them free. The 2767 will take it out all the way. So this is where the reason for picking up this tool, where it will bring it in very handy to break out these studs in these cases. So you saw how the tool kicked there. It's just because we got a bind. This wheel stud was tough to remove with the torque multiplier, so I don't think that 2767 would have taken it out anytime soon. That being said, I think the torque multipliers are a definite tool to have in your toolbox when you're using any of these trucks. Probably may need to pick up another one for my other truck, or I will just interchange them while I use the different trucks, because this made breaking these wheel nuts very easy compared to manually doing it. So what I may do is just use the multiplier, break the wheel nut, and then use the impact to drive out these studs. In some cases you could just use the handlebar to run them out very easy, but again, this impact is running out very easy. So these are the tires I mounted for myself at home. An easy way of lifting these tires is just to use a tire iron and put them under the tire. Use the extra leverage to lift the tire, because these tires are very heavy, 100 pounds plus, and you can damage yourself very easy lifting these tires. You wouldn't want to damage your back or any sort of thing while lifting one of these tires. So this is the wheel spanner I was just speaking about. This is the wheel spanner. The shocks come it. There's a 41 on the side and the 21 square drive on the side, and this solid bar. But this bar is very short, and if you need to change one of these shock tires, you will need to install the bar like this, and then put in your hand and tighten it. But most of the times with a short bar you don't get enough leverage, and you need to put a pipe so as a snipe, and the time you put in a snipe here, it gets very bulky and cumbersome for one person to operate it, because you will put in the snipe and then this bar will just slide straight through, and they will be trying to balance the pipe, trying to hold the force from here so it don't slip out on that side, and very bulky. So that is the truck wheel spanner, the one that all these trucks come with. And the reason why trying to improve on that and use the torque multiplier, just to make it easier. As you see, the impact does a fair job of running and tightening. So I will use the impact as much as possible, but just probably use the two new threads to break all the studs on the right side. Now to move over to the left side and complete it. And then these two tires that I took out here, I may install in the front because the front tires are pretty smooth, and use the two front tires as spare tires.
On the left side, I decided to do a time lapse because I went through in detail on removing and installing the right side using torque multiplier and so forth. Here, I'm just trying to move as fast as possible and get this job done at this moment because this is a holdback for me taking the tractor to the country. In the previous video where I was working on tractor, I need to use this truck to transport the tractor in the country. So it will be the perfect test of seeing how the tires hold out and how the tractor holds out as well. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for exciting content on tractors and off-road stuff. Also on testing different tools, all on a budget.